Hey, everyone. It is day 3 of the 31 days of culture, and I'm super excited. We've already had we had Jim Kerr on yesterday. He was fantastic. Today it's just me, and then we're going to be rounding out the week with a few more people. We have Bev K coming up tomorrow at 4 p.m. So look for the event on my Chris Dyer page. There's also going to be posts about it, and you can come to that. All of these are free that we're doing all month long. I say I'm doing it. And, you know, it really just trying to put a spotlight on what makes a great culture. And so, whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching this afterwards, throw it in the comments. What is it that is really driving great culture at your company? What is it that drives great culture where you work, maybe where you consult? Maybe you have a story from something that you've done in the past that you thought was great or you saw a great leader do. Now, of course, I would be remiss if I didn't plug, at least for a moment. So let's see, which way is it here? This way. My new book, The Power of Company Culture, second edition, is coming out on October 31st. Notice the orange color. Those of you who bought my first book, it's a yellow color. And for whatever reason, because the book is still on pre-order, when you go to Amazon, it shows you the old version. And then once you click into it, as long as you're on like paperback, when you go down, it says, hey, there's a new version. So obviously get the new version. I've added 3 new really important case studies. The first is with Gary Vaynerchuk's company, VaynerMedia. Claude Silver, the chief heart officer over there, was kind enough to really let us kind of let me, I'm so used to saying us, like my team, let me come in, interview her, really pick her brain on what they do there. I think it's an amazing story about kind of uniqueness, focusing on what makes you unique, getting into a little bit of the really the storytelling component of it, and really recognition. So that's great. Also, Eric Severson from Neiman Marcus, talking about what makes them unique and getting into the DE&I type programs and how that impacts culture. And then I also did a complete case study with NASA and looking about how they do measurement across their people and across their HR systems. And so really that pillar of measurement has a whole new case study and a lot more information. On top of that, I was able to essentially double the book size. So the book's the same price as it was back when I did the first edition, but I have essentially doubled it. All the content I wish I would have thought of, the things I would have added, the things I've learned since then. So many times people said, oh, it was great you talked about this, but you really should have added this or that, or maybe gone deeper into here. And I was able to do all of that this time, which I'm really proud of. So each book that I have been fortunate enough to release, I feel like you get better and better as you go. And certainly this book, I'm the most proud of all my books. So there's the first one, there's the remote work book, and now this one. So I really hope that you will consider pre-ordering the book, going to Amazon. Again, make sure you get that orange one. I'll put a link in here on the live to the actual one in case you're not sure. But pre-order that book. Of course, I want to try for it to be a bestseller, but most importantly, I want people to get the help they need to have a great culture, to get the help that they need to be great leaders, to maybe create that conversation inside their companies about what they're doing, what they're not doing, to have a better company culture. We all, most of us need to go to work every day. Most of us enjoy working every day. And really this idea of having a place that you love to work, being able to be effective, to navigate the different types of people and the culture in which your company has is really, really important. We shouldn't have to show up to work and just suffer or, hope that it just is okay today. My goal is for your company to try to create its own fun-loving cult where people want to work there, where people want to be a part of the conversation. They want to be engaged and happy. And there are very clear things. In fact, there are 7 pillars that will help you get to there. if your company focuses on these 7 areas, you will be able to significantly impact your culture to make it better. So the book is kind of broken out into 3 parts. The first part is, what do you got to do to not suck at company culture? Like, what's the bare minimum? Defining culture, what's the bare minimum? And the middle part of the book are, what are the 7 pillars that I have seen and studied, and we had hundreds and hundreds of conversations with top executives and HR folks from around the world. And I saw a consistent pattern. There was these 7 things that they did really, really well. And ultimately, when I talk about this, people usually recognize, you know what, we're good at these 3 or 4, but these 2 or 3 over here, we need to work on that. And that's how that's the way for us to improve our culture. So maybe you're not so good at transparency, or maybe your leadership isn't so positive, or maybe your company doesn't deal with mistakes very well. There's a lot of blaming and yelling and screaming, or you don't even have a process to review what went wrong and what could we have done better, to innovate better, to go faster, to collaborate and work, in a better way together. Maybe your recognition program isn't very good. And I give 2 distinct ideas on how you can do recognition. So again, that's the middle part of the book, really working on how do you become a great culture. And then the last part is, how do you do it? Like, how do you make it happen, right? So I'm giving you real-time tested change management solutions and ideas on how you implement change into the organization. How do you get people to move, to change, to want to do things, to get them to think about actually changing their behaviors for the better, right? So it can be better, so that your company can be great. So I hope you'll consider checking out the book. Please, I will put in a couple of the links for the upcoming interviews that will be happening this week. And then I'll be doing more lives, and I'll be dumping in more of the events. So feel free to register for that. It'll be a LinkedIn Live. I think this week it'll pop up on my company page, on the Chris Dyer company page. I think next week I'm just going to do it directly on my live. So if you follow me, if you're connected with me, you'll be able to get it there. If you're not connected with me, please connect. That way you make sure you can get all my stuff. And if you have any other suggestions, let me know. If there's something you think I missed, let me know. And I have had a lot of people asking about buying the book in bulk. So if you are interested in doing that, like to buy, multiple copies for your team or whatever, feel free to DM me. You can certainly get them on Amazon, but if it's, more than 10 books or something, I can certainly help you facilitate that. So make it a great day, work on your company culture, be a great leader. And I hope that you'll tune in here all month long as I bring in some amazing leaders from around the world to get their thoughts on what makes a great culture and how they think we should be doing it. All right. Thanks, everyone.